A freighter carrying a crew of 29 disappeared on Lake Superior during a severe storm last night, and so far, no survivors have been found.
What time was the last time that you had any cars or that you noticed you had the Fitzgerald in front of you, over? 1900. 1900, he was approximately 15 miles from the high hump at Crisp Point. That's when I was talking to him. He was 15 miles from the land.
An air and sea search is continuing for possible survivors of the Edmund Fitzgerald, a 729-foot ore carrier, which apparently broke apart and sunk last night on Lake Superior.
I estimated the weight for some of the big ones between 20 and 25 feet.
Can you give us a progress report as of this hour, Lieutenant?
Well, we're continuing the search. We've got 2 vessels presently out there searching the area. We have 2 helicopters, and we haven't found any additional debris from last night.
One vessel was in radio contact. Have they been able to give you any information?
No, in fact, the commanding officer of the vessel was more surprised than we were, I believe. He was in radio communications with the vessel just before it went down, and they didn't report any immediate difficulty.
The last time I talked with him, he said he was holding his own, and that's the last time I lost contact after that.
The immediate concern is to
Other
recover
than the
survivors.
Yes.
You think you could come out and go back and take a look in the area, over? I'll go back and take a look, but God, I'm afraid that I'm going to take a hell of a beating out there on it. That would be good if you could turn around and head out that way, and we're going to try to get as many other vessels that can possibly get underway and proceed to that area, over. Yeah, do you realize what the conditions are out there?
Are there any theories as of this time as to what really happened to the Fitzgerald out there?
Well, there are any number of theories.
Well, it's purely speculation, but with a following sea like that, you would consider the possibility of the ship broaching to and possibly capsizing, or else just breaking in half and splitting apart.
50 years ago, they said the Edmund Fitzgerald could handle anything, but on a November night in 1975, within sight of land, she was gone. No distress call, no survivors, just silence. Families waited for word as the storm subsided. Hours passed with no word. It's hard to describe that kind of waiting, when you still hope, but already know. By morning, the lake had taken 29 men, and every home tied to that ship felt smaller. The Fitzgerald was not some relic from another era. She was the pride of the Great Lakes. Strong, modern, and trusted. That's why the loss still hits. It wasn't supposed to happen here, and waters people thought they understood. For decades, people have debated what failed that night. The hatch covers, the cargo, the waves. But no theory brings anyone home. Some losses never fade because they teach the hardest lesson. Certainty is fragile, and survival is never guaranteed. Today, when sailors talk about November weather on Lake Superior, the Edmund Fitzgerald comes up, not as a mystery, as a reminder. 50 years later, we don't remember the storm. We remember the families who sat through that night with no answers. And we remember the 29 men who never made it home.